Welcome to GaadiKey. It's our privilege to have Mr. Prashanth Doreswamy, the country head CEO of Continental India here. As a CEO, as a company, what are the new trends which you are seeing post-pandemic?
Certainly, I think post-pandemic, there's a great need for individual mobility, I would say. The way the industry is moving, the car is no more considered as a vehicle to take you from point A to point B. And we are truly proud that R&D Center out of India is supporting a lot of newer technologies which are getting introduced for the first time globally. We will achieve zero carbon footprint by 2050 across the value chain and 2040 across all the plant locations.
Welcome to GaadiKey. It's our privilege to have Mr. Prashanth Doreswamy, the country head CEO of Continental India here. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chetan. Pleasure to be with you here today.
Sir, in our previous conversation, we discussed about Continental India and its major divisions, 4 sections. Can you elaborate on what exactly Continental India is doing and what are the 4 business lines?
Sure. As you know, Continental is a German company. It is 151 years old company, headquartered in Hanover. In India, as a legal entity, Conti entered in 2008. That means about 14 years back. But otherwise, our association with India has been for more than 50 years. You may all know Modi Continental Tires. That's how we entered in 1974 with Modi Tires. Modi Tires had a technical tie-up with Continental, and that's how it used to be called as Modi Continental Tires. So talking about Continental, the way it's structured as a group company, we have 3 sectors, what we call as automotive, tires, and Conti-Tech. When we talk about automotive, within automotive, there are 5 business areas which deals distinctly with different product lines. For example, the first one called SAM, Safety and Motion. This business area deals with all the safety related with active and passive sensorics like ABS, brakes, ESC brakes, electronic suspensions, airbag control units, steering control units, then satellite sensors, hydraulic brakes. So these are some of the products which are basically safety and motion related. Second, what we call as user experience. That's when you sit inside the car, what is seen in front of you, the displays. Today it's going from pillar to pillar, the displays and the cabin monitoring systems. The third, what we call as autonomous mobility, as the name itself indicates, the ADAS features, which includes radar, LiDAR, cameras, and also the ADCU, the system part of it. So already we have L3 in production. So we are one of the leaders in autonomous mobility. Then the fourth, what we call as the AN, architecture and network. Today, the way the cars are getting really structured, there's a new architectures which way structure. So this business area deals with the high-performing computers, domain computers, what we call, be it the interior HPC or a chassis HPC or a body electronics HPC or autonomous HPC. So these are the products which are under architecture. Apart from that, also the connectivity products like telematics control units, gateways, antennas, all these products comes under ENN. And the last one, what we call smart mobility. Smart mobility deals with more on the services side and also on the commercial vehicle side, which includes products for commercial vehicles and also for 2-wheeler instrument clusters and vehicle control units for 2-wheelers. And also some of the logistic services. So these are the 5 distinct BAs. To support this, we have something called SCT, Software and Central Technologies. That's headed by a CTO that helps in terms of developing some of the solutions for all these 5 BAs. Next, talking about tires, as the name itself indicates, we talk about passenger car tires and the commercial vehicle tires. In India, we are present in both the markets, more so on the replacement side. And the third one, what we call as Conti-Tech, which is more of a rubber and metal bonded products, which goes into both automotive as well as non-automotive. Again, talking about Conti-Tech has got 6 distinct business areas. That includes what we call as advanced dynamics, which includes the pneumatic suspension for trucks and buses, what you see in the trains, and also the body mounts, engine mounts. Both are present in India. Second, what we have come to a powertrain group, which is basically the drive belts, different types of belts. The third is what conveying solutions. This is more of a non-automotive, which is used in the mining applications for transfer of materials, which we have a plant in Kalyani near to Kolkata. Then we have surface solutions. You know, the interiors today is an alternative for the leather. So this is the product which we make in Pune, which goes into seating and the door trims and the cockpits and the armrests and all the other parts. Yeah. So then we have something called the MFS, Mobile Fluid Systems, which is basically the hoses, which is required for transfer inside a car, and also the last one called as IFS, Industrial Fluid Systems. That's for a bigger length for transfer of again fluids. Yeah. So these are the 6 distinct BAs what we have in Continental. So this is how the Continental is structured. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very diverse range of fields within the company itself. So I would like to ask, last 2-3 years have been pretty difficult after pandemic situation. And now everything is getting back to normal. And how do you see the energy back? And do you see any pattern, any trends which have changed of post-COVID, post-pandemic? As a CEO, as a company, what are the new trends which you are seeing post-pandemic?
Certainly, I think post-pandemic, there's a great need for individual mobility, I would say. Prior to this, we were looking at more of a shared mobility. I think that shift has taken place.
Okay.
So with the individual mobility, also there's a big demand for connected features, connectivity features. People, all of us have experienced our comforts at home and office. Now we would like to have that comfort sitting inside the car also. That's where there's a huge consumer-driven preferences for connectivity, connected services. Okay. So the way the industry is moving, the car is no more considered as a vehicle to take you from point A to point B. It's becoming more of an IoT device, I would say. IoT device. People would like to do many things sitting inside the car.
Yeah, so you told people could do many things inside the car, right? Like that brings me to the point where the infotainment system, the very talking point nowadays. I was talking to Mrs. Maria Alhort, who is in Electrobit.
Electrobit, yeah.
She was talking about how Electrobit collaborated with Sony and they developed their own infotainment based, which is rich in infotainment.
Absolutely.
Could you throw some light on that project? Of course, as for our viewers, as you know, Electrobit is a
subsidiary
of Continental. So could you elaborate on such projects?
Okay. So, as I said, in 80s, cars used to be purely mechanical. Then you slowly started adding electronics to that. With that, electronics came in software.
Yes.
Then over a period of time, then we started adding ECUs, the embedded control units for every function.
Yes.
So now everything is getting condensed to what we call as an HPC because the architectures are changing. The expectations from a car is much higher. You would like to have some sort of an OTA feature. So if you have to enable this, then you need to have this HPC. At the same time, it needs to be protected. So in this process, the entire architecture of the cars are changing. So there's a need for a middleware, and that's where Electrobit is helping us in terms of developing that operating system. I think going forward, you may see specific operating system which drives the car. Could be a Continental operating system, could be a Volkswagen operating system. So that's going to be the differentiator, and that's where Electrobit is helping us to develop that operating systems, the middleware.
That's really awesome, yes. Sir. One more thing which I wanted to ask is, very recently we came across Continental Technical Center India, right?
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of activities from the Continental end. And, can you elaborate on Continental Technical Center India,
Sure.
and how it is making an impact on the industry and as well as to the society as well.
Sure, certainly. We started our tech center sometime in 2009 with just 70 people.
Oh, okay.
And today we have almost 5,000 people. And so we continue to grow. And that's the reason we invested 1,000 crores recently in setting up this new state-of-the-art campus.
Okay.
Continental globally has about 40,000 engineers, R&D engineers working on this thing. And with the software content increasing, where else we can grow? That's obviously India, right? With so much of talent availability. That's the reason we have a bigger vision so to grow this R&D talent here in India. The R&D center supports local, regional and global projects. And the global projects also, some of the projects are so complex, it is highly impossible for anyone to do alone. So it has to be a center of competence based.
Okay.
And we are establishing that here in India.
Okay.
And we are truly proud that R&D center out of India is supporting a lot of newer technologies which are getting introduced for the first time globally. For example, if I have to give you one example, 2 years back, there was a new feature which was introduced in Jaguar Land Rover, something called transparent wood.
Oh.
When you are traveling, when you are negotiating very narrow lanes, or you are on a 4x4 drive, you don't know the gap between the road and the vehicle.
Yeah.
So this helps the camera's image captured, helps relays, and it will exactly show you how far away from the curbs.
Oh.
And also how much is the distance, are you hitting any stone, where this thing. So this is a feature which gets relayed onto the infotainment screen.
Okay, the ground clearance.
Absolutely, ground clearance. So otherwise when you are negotiating in a small lane, you tend to peep from outside because otherwise they know this thing.
Correct.
But here without doing that, you can see how far you are away from the curbs. And so this is a feature which was developed here in TCI.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's really awesome to know about that. And there is also a good talking point everywhere, that software-defined vehicles.
Yeah.
Of course, you are talking about how technology has enabled thing. So can we discuss a little more on a software-defined vehicle?
Sure. Today, the content of software, as I said, is about 40%. And the size of the software industry as of 2021 was about $300 billion.
Okay.
And the projection is with the content increasing, this could go up to $1.5 trillion by 2030. So that's the content of software which is there. So there's a huge opportunity for countries like India certainly to make a progress, especially when it comes to vehicle. As I said, vehicle, today car is no more a device or a vehicle to take you from A to B. It's more as an extended IoT device. That's what the customer is looking at.
Okay.
So sitting inside a car, you would like to do every sort of transaction, be it be education, be it be commercial, be it be entertainment, be it be health. So that are the aspects customer is looking at. To enable this, there's always a lot of software is defined. That's where I think there's a very good opportunity certainly for TCI and also country like India.
So in terms of employment opportunities, like how much, what's your employee strength, and as a society, like how a good Continental is contributing to the society?
Sure. So in India, we are about 10,000 employees across all the locations put together.
Okay.
And we continue to grow. In terms of some of the activities as a responsible employer, what we do, certainly. I think way back in 2019, we came with a pledge for sustainability.
Okay.
So we have 4 pillars to that. One, we said we will achieve zero carbon footprint by 2050 across the value chain.
Okay.
And 2040 across all the plant locations manufactured. That was first commitment. As a first step to this, 2020 we said all our manufacturing facilities globally will use only green power, even if it costs more. And I can proudly say we were, including India, we were able to achieve that. So all our manufacturing facilities uses only green power globally. That's the first step. Second, apart from this zero carbon footprint, we said we will achieve zero tailpipe emission. All our products will achieve zero tailpipe emission. Third is we achieve 95% circular economy by 2040. And the fourth is responsible value chain. When you talk about responsible value chain, more from the HR perspectives. In terms of the employment contracts, the processes we put in place, not only at our end, but also tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers. So we'll do only business with responsible suppliers. So these on the sustainability part of it. And the third is, if I have to talk about corporate social responsibility, like any other company, we have a committee which drives the corporate social responsibility. To talk about a couple of things, what we did in the last year, I would say, we planted for a 150-year celebration, we planted 150,000 trees. We created a mini forest in this thing. Number two, there's a village near Anikal where there was a water scarcity. We were able to build a check dam with a water storage capacity of 30 million liters. So which will not only improve the ground level of the water, and also this helps in service of the irrigation and the domestic water powers. Third is we have a flagship program called Women for Manufacturing. Attracting women in manufacturing has always been a challenge. So this is a program where we invite applications from underprivileged women above 18 years. So we take them on board, we train them 6 months at our cost and ensure that they are employable, and also we guarantee them a job. That job could be within Conti, or if they are free to work anywhere else, something. So far we are able to make this impact more than 1,000 women. All are working today in different industries, and we have a huge demand for this. So these are some of the CSR activities what we have been doing as a responsible
so you were talking about zero carbon emissions, the topic like that, right? So since you told about zero, I saw one of your interviews where you talked about Vision Zero. It's about road safety and how Vision Zero helps in reducing the fatalities, road fatalities, accidents. Like what are the technologies or the advanced technologies which Continental has incorporated in its business to achieve that Vision Zero concept?
So we have, as you rightly said, this vision for safety called Vision Zero. What does it mean? Zero fatalities, zero injuries, zero accidents. So how our products can help in achieving these three is what we are working towards. So this product more so on the safety and motion side. It is a sense, plan, act. What does it mean? As a human being, first is we sense through our eyes. Then plan immediately, the planning starts in the mind. And third is acting could be through a leg or to a hand. Similarly, this is to achieve Vision Zero sense, plan, act. Either any of the sensors, either it could be a camera, radar, lidar, or a sensor, which sensors the object. That gives input to ECUs, central servers. So that's the brain. So then that sends the signals to the actuation. The actuation could be brakes, for example. So camera sensed an object, which you are about to eat.
Okay.
Immediately it sends a message to ECU. ECU processes the image and calculates the thing, immediately sends the message to brakes, and brakes suddenly apply. For example, EBA, emergency brake assist. So this is just an example. This is the example. So all our products we design keeping this in mind in terms of achieving, how do we achieve Vision Zero.
Yeah, I think most of the Indian consumers are now are caring more about their safety. Like initially, people used to think about only mileage and things like that. Nowadays, people are graduating towards how safe is their vehicle, like ABS technology and those things. Like how many airbags have they got in their cars, things like that. Like in those points, like how do you see the demand for how do you see the Indian consumer trend in terms of buying a car or investing in their mobility?
Sure. I think first, thanks to Government of India, I think we were lagging behind in terms of some of the specifications what we had earlier. I think we are now catching up with the European norms.
Okay.
So be it be on the ABS introduction, or be it be on the airbags. Now we are talking about 6 airbags, and we are talking about ESC. We are talking about TPMS. So there are many things which are coming in, which is reducing the bridge gap between what we had from the advanced vehicles produced in the advanced market vis-a-vis what's in India. And also, this is also to some extent, I would say, people getting much more conscious, much more educated. This is driven by consumers to some extent. While regulations certainly has helped us to build this, and also some amount of consumer awareness is also increasing. So this journey continues. The best part is, for example, ABS was introduced in 2018, and the next level electronic brake system was ESC, electronic stability control. The regulation is still in draft, but even before the regulations, most of the OEMs, because of consumer demands from Japan, are moving towards ESC. That's the best part of it. So there is a demand. People have seen the benefits of the ESC, electronic stability control, what it provides. Not only anti-lock braking system, but also in terms of controlling understeer, oversteer, and getting the stability on the road at high speeds. And this is just an example.
Okay, all right. So as you know, India is India is becoming the most populous. In the population-wise, India is going to beat China, right, in upcoming years. So, but as you see, the market share between the cars and motorcycles are distributed, right? Like there are more motorcycle riders in the country than cars and other things. So, in terms of two-wheeler technologies, how do you see like India progressing in that direction? Like in terms of mobility, right? Like I would say the ownership costs for two-wheelers and India being dominant in the middle segment, they would opt for two-wheelers rather than cars. So how do you see the trends in two-wheeler space, especially in two-wheeler space? And as you know, electrification is happening rapidly in India. So how Continental is also collaborating with different segments here and taking the market ahead. Like, how do you see the next 10 years to be?
Okay. So, talking about two-wheelers, one of the safety features is ABS, which was bought into two-wheeler, but that's above 125 cc, which contributes only 17 or 18% of the total volumes.
Okay.
Still it's less. I think, so we are working on technology to bring in a more affordable ABS system, which can go even below 125 cc. Below 125 cc, because there's a bigger chunk of volumes.
Yeah, I remember Bajaj Platina has been launched.
They started absolutely with ABS. There are a couple of models we have gone beyond regulation.
Okay.
But still, there are many models without ABS.
Okay.
So we are working on a single channel ABS, new gen, which could be bought into sub 125 segments
Okay.
at an affordable cost, so that the penetration of ABS can be widely applied.
Okay.
That's one. Number two, the higher end of two-wheelers also catching up with a lot of new technologies. For example, about 250cc, you see you have a two-channel ABS. Now you see a lot of features with two-channel ABS coming, like curb braking.
Is that, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
is the two-channel ABS similar to dual-channel ABS?
Yes,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
we have something called ride modes.
Okay.
So you can select the ride mode depending on the what surface you are driving. Accordingly, the braking application also changes.
Okay.
So which you already see that in some of the about 250cc vehicles. Then the third one is also we are working with a couple of OEMs to bring in what we call as ARAS, that is automated rider assistance system for blind spot detection and other functions. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are some new technology which is coming in certainly. Now talking about electrification, I think India is in a very sweet spot when it comes to two-wheelers.
Okay.
Already 10% of the two-wheelers sold are electric vehicles, which is good. I think a target is to achieve 30% by 2030. I think this looks very much possible, or even before that, yeah, because there is a business case, and also to some extent it's supported by government in terms of the taxes and subsidies, which is making a very good business case for two-wheelers. I think that is real good news, I would say, to reduce our impact on environment.
Okay.
Environment.
So Continental India has multiple brands in their clients list, right? Like you have BMW and all the major OEMs you work with. So India being now it's promoting MSMEs, and more opportunities are created for small and medium industries. So how do you make your products attractive to someone who is building up technologies, like someone who is in a very small state, how your products are impacting, or how they could collaborate with you and build new products? What I'm trying to say is, in United States, if you see Tesla is one of the example. Like they are electrification has happened pretty long back itself, and the initiatives, the policies were very friendly for anyone with a little bit of experience to go ahead, launch their products and bring it to the market. Of course, they have to depend on very reliable products like what Continental is offering, like let it be ABS technology or braking systems or advanced sensors or whatever you're doing. How friendly or how business friendly are you in terms of working with small and medium-sized companies?
Sure. I think first and foremost, I think India also has created a platform for entrepreneurs. That's why you see hundreds of two-wheeler manufacturers today existing in India. Whoever has got an idea, they're able to build a vehicle. I think to the extent government also given a really good platform, and there's an ecosystem which exists. Funds are no more as scarce. If you have a very good idea, you have companies pitching in with the investments. So I think that's I would say in par with years. Number two, talking about Conti. See, Conti, we are a tier 1 company, and we don't differentiate customers based on their size.
Okay.
So irrespective of the size of the customer, what we business is, we treat every customer same.
Okay.
And always we also feel that every customer brings in a lot of knowledge to us. We also learn in the process. For example, if you are working with a startup, it's a big different learning altogether, because startup is always in a sort of in a hurry and the time compression. So it also helps us to stretch ourselves and see how faster we can bring in our products. Yeah. Having said this, certainly the challenge in India is, especially for us, it's not the technology,
Okay.
because technology is already available, but bringing those technology and making it affordable, irrespective of whether it is a startup or it is an established OEM. India is a value-driven market. So making it affordable is always a challenge. It's not only for Conti,
Okay.
for that matter, any tier 1 or a OEM for that matter. But that's where we are working in terms of bringing in new, we have the R&D to leverage that in terms of making it a value product, and also in terms of vertical integration, localization.
Okay.
So these are some of the activities which we continue to focus on.
So that's a pretty long discussion which we had on various products and in automotive industry in general. So out of all the products which is present in continental India and which you're offering to customer, so which is that product which is very closer to your heart, which is making an impact, and you personally like that product?
I would say every single product, Chetan, because every single product what we make,
Okay.
It's very functionally important for running a vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. From that perspective, be it be a safety product, be it be a user experience, be it be a functionality from the HPC perspective. I think every single product, I would say one common theme which runs across this product, whatever makes safety in mind.
Okay.
So even if it is a display, we have to incorporate safety into this so that driver distractions are avoided. So I would say yes.
Oh, so people, that's the discussion which we had with Mr. Prashanth Doreswamy, CEO of Continental India. Sir, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you with
Thank you, Chetan. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed these discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.